All right, lesson 2. We're picking back up where we left off. We just finished drawing some basic shapes. We played with color, outline strokes, and we looked at the selection tool. So now let's look at some other things. When we click on an object, remember the selection tool clicks the whole shape. All right, we can delete things, all that good stuff. Now, what does the icon below mean? This is the direct selection. See how that little arrow is pointing toward that little circle? That little circle or a square is considered to be an anchor point. And anchor points make up all of these shapes. So let's zoom in here. I can pinch zoom to kind of get myself closer so we can see easier. So notice how each of these little anchors are squares. Before, with the selection tool, they were circles, right? That's just sort of an easy identifier to know whether you're working with your selection tool or your detailed direct selection tool. So I'm going to click back on the selection tool, and this means we can change things independently about this object, such as the anchor points. So if I click on one of these, notice how the one that I just clicked on in the upper right is now blue, but all the others are white. That means this particular anchor is selected, and I can move him around and do whatever I want with that particular anchor. Cool? So I could select this one and move him. I could select this one, move him. So I've now got some really unique shape where it just started as a rectangle before. All right, if I go back to my selection tool here, okay, I could then, like we've done before, I can make it bigger or smaller, right? I could rotate this guy with the little handle at the top. All right, so again, this moves the whole thing. The direct selection moves just the individual piece. Now, there's little circles in the corners. The guys who've worked on the computer know these are called widgets. And I can click and drag a widget, and notice how it will round off any pointed corner, and it does it simultaneously on all corners. All right. Now, if I just wanted to create that on one, I'm going to click on it and hold. Hang on, let's get in and working here. There we go. I was clicking the wrong thing. So if I just want one corner to curve, not all of them, I have to select my anchor point. So, for example, let me undo that for a moment. We'll come back. So here we go. See how this little anchor point is blue? Oh, I just deleted him. How this little anchor point is blue, all right? That means when I move this widget, that corner will round, but not every corner. Okay, if I click on this one, I do this and it only rounds, not the whole thing together. All right, but if all of them are selected, such as they are here, they will all round together. So an individual rounding of a corner has to happen when only one of the anchor points are selected. There we go. All right. Cool, cool, cool. Now, another way to do this is notice that down here at the bottom, we have other options again. Currently, since I have this little guy selected over here, I could round the corner a little bit there. I could click on this guy and I could have that round there. And it gives me some handles. So I've now completed a completely different shape. I can click that guy there and I can round that one. And look, now I've got this very mid-century looking shape here, and I can adapt this however I want by moving these handles around. I could create another kind of a bulge or a curve. So these handles can control the look and appearance of the actual curve. And all of that came from us clicking the objects that were in the options below the shape. So notice I have the little circle over here. All right, I can change it back to a corner or take it back to a curve here, right? Or I can delete the entire shape, anchor point and all. All right, let's go back to this guy. We can adjust its color and its outline back over here again as we had done before, but I do want to show you that there's another location for all of that. In the right hand side, this tool up here, the second one down, is the properties panel. All right, if I select my object, let me select him with my direct selection, so we have the circle anchors. I could come up here to this properties panel and it's showing me that my fill is green and my stroke is blue. All right, it's showing me that my opacity is 100%, but I can lessen that and make it fade if I want to, right? It's showing me different options, so I can click on this and get to the color option. For that, I can click on the stroke and change the color of the outline stroke if I want by using a slider or by moving my color object around inside the square. So we have some opportunities for changing colors. All right, I'm going to hop over here and close that out. All right, so I wanted to let you know that the Properties panel offers various options. I could also, currently the corners are all squared, but I could round them here, or I can make them angular. Okay, so I have various options even down here. I could change the stroke line to dotted lines. All right, I can change how big the dashed lines are. Maybe I want the dashed lines to be smaller, like 5 points wide, versus maybe let's keep them closer. Let's make them 6 points closer. And look how close they got. Now look like I have train tracks going around my thing. So I can have either a solid line or dashed lines. All right, so there's that. I'm going to tap that and make that go away. So there's our information on the selection versus the direct selection tool, how you can work with individual widgets or all of the widgets together, all the widgets, okay? Or I can click on just a singular one and it will only happen on that corner. Click and it happens on that corner. There you go. All right, that was phase 2.